An tacht an seo chéchónig am a chachsa, tá mar chlíisteach in lán rúnda, godain in ngartláir Kilwantáin, achtra a thuirdag siar agus in éir trasna na sléite mé. Rial cheannach gwealacha, ag fálam faoi stóras lochfar béalidis, agus faoi ráin díomharach dríochta an lucht sí. In lán Aughavannagh neisgurt cúntaí Kilwantáin atá an tach site, 2,000 ó bhleac lia, is gar le dain eile fad é. Tam I dailte íorgúilte darúta deisgurt Kilwantáin. Áid nach dagan formhóragain muna míon fánn spástóireachta oring. Ach díreach bun an ghleanan sa tá mar bheith charman tuaithe ag duine do mhór aistóirí, do mhór scríonóirí na hÉireann. Santa, fellow year and over.
Folklore.
Aughavannagh.
Aughavannagh.
So shot and top.
Yeah. It's still a wreck of a house. I mean, there's no way it's ever going to be the country estate. But for me, it's the nearest thing you can get to contentment in this world. And it's unusual because it isn't kind of a cottage, and it certainly isn't a gentleman's residence. Yeah. So who built it? When? I just can't. I've tried all sorts of things to try and find out.
Conas a bheirting an dúthláin seo a dúil tú. Fecha me an féidir le máile ach céthóg charman rúnda éimean Morrissey in Aughavannagh.
Well, sure áit. See me cushtina. I mean, no matter where I go in the world, I have somewhere in my mind coming in, sitting in this place. It's a great place for either writing a script or for rehearsing. I mean,
are you serious?
No, you want to hear me shouting at these walls over the years, you know.
And tell me about this valley here. It's almost like a forgotten valley.
It is. It is off the beaten track. It is Aughavannagh, the fields and the hills. It's a great privilege for me to be here when the first swallow arrives. I love that, and I was this year. To be here when you hear the cuckoo, the first cuckoo. And they're getting scarce, but I heard them again this year. And then you have the deer in the rushing season, and you have the noise of the deer. The continuity of that, and the roundness of that, of the seasons. Life has been going on here for a long, long time, and indeed even longer when we go out of the rath there, because we actually had a bit of a problem when we arrived first ourselves. It was a conflict with the previous inhabitants, those people who lived in the rath outside the fairy circle.
The fairies who lived there?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Oh, need credit, minute. Need credit. I'll toss you down.
So one son about to win. Right. Nuair a cheannig éamann agus a bhean an tach seo 10 bliain ó hen, ní raibh ann ach fotharach. Husnig an vertica a hógant. Ach an sin, harla rud éigean aisteach.
It was a lot of work. And I finished the roof, knocking in the old roof, jumped down, and a slate literally crucified my foot. Wow, terrible. Drove down to the hospital, got it patched up, came back up, and continued digging. She determined I couldn't with a balloon of her foot. And suddenly she stopped and started spitting up blood.
No.
And our blood was all over the place. So we went back to Dublin. Anne was in hospital for 3 weeks while they tried to find out what was wrong with her. They said it was TB. I said, oh, they went, no, it's not TB, and we kind of preferred if it was TB, you know. And then I remembered something. Anne had brought in a bit of whitethorn from the rath. And now, when talking to an sciacial os rath, I thought, like, lurb trubloid. And I thought maybe, because I'd heard of this tradition before. And then I was very disturbed, obviously, with Anne in the hospital. And I came down and I made my peace with the Shioga or whoever they happened to be. I think I came out here at night just with a candle. I mean, it was no big deal or anything. And I just sat. But then, slowly, a great kind of calmness came over me. And we've had no trouble ever since.
Ginráiltain is meastar nach bhfuil sa lucht sí ach pisróga á féiseacha, ach beidir nach ciallmhar an deacha é seo. Go dtí le glúnan os bhí éire fhí smacht omláin acu. Tugann Sanolí ar héal na siog John Dillon mé ag spástóireacht ar glán Aughavannagh leis tír de chach éman. Tá rud fíor simúil faitige.
Seachlinn isteach sa gghearcailt.
Cercail? Cá bhfuil cercail?
Cercail. Is dachar éiscint achlein na clochan sa hart an taobh lig.
Féach,
Is féidirlinn sean bhallóg éiscint an sa agus an cercail mór bhesin.
Faoi scá lug na chuile, tugann Johnny míúdam ar chúra an lucht sí. De réir na muite só liachta, war na túchad é danan, drám os ná dúre, in éireann ar feadh na mílte bliain. An sin sa cheathrú chéad a ribh shríost, dúnsaigh arm saidúirí Milesian, na chéad Celtic, éire. Rinnech ár na túchad é danan agus began dóibh tethe faoi an dalamh. Sin é nuair a tháinig athrú ortha, agus dénach lucht sí díobh. Tá dig marachtant ó hin I rahanna agus I lisan am mór timpeall na tíre.
An lúnasc sa idir gnádaine agus na túthaid danan. So a gcónaí bhí nascaidir an tíordrach agus an cóluaidir an gná suchaí agus an tuiscint eile ag an suchaí eile seo ar a gcónaí hartar an orintha jetadís cabhar thuirta réine nó orintha eile bedís ná an chuiristeach ar réine agus tíomháil agus do máistíine do daine. Fiú an bhás a chur más ag imach siad a chuiristeach ar na hátachaí. Seo fiúán tá just taobh gcónaí tá an chóluaidir eile seo nach féidir ahant ach a bhfuil taobh daine gcónaí an dríocht seo. Tá scéalta maiall ar rathnagus is na hart an ceantar sa agus áitimeach gluiseachtaí ceolhub is tíithe nó gluiseachtaí fumnacha aisteach agus feicachtaí sáilses le hit san hart na cric.
Sa mar sin an lispeog leis tír de tuig éman, ní hé an úna go raibh cuacht go raibh dríocht ag an buinte.
Ní héan sús fud fad a tíir effect ar anchuid scéalta.
Bhí buint fíor háchtach ag na sióga, madidir le féin aitheantas phoblach na héir na chruthú. Cred W.B. Yeats, Lady Gregory agus fiú Beckett is na sióga. Cheabhraigh ban chéile éman do bhléir Sinead, din eile shred go smioras lucht sí. Táhaint ar chéile an chóirle bhéalad is éireann na bhanú in 1937.
Róine flóin ó róine me chudcear a dhéana tána. Harcí.
An cuspóir a bhí leis seanachas agus sí scéalta na héireann a bhailú sa le meach sé ródhéanach. I gahabh 8,000 go bhailig 100,000 páiste, cuioine a seanaharacha, seanaháthacha agus seanóiríon phobal. Tá an leath bhilún cápéis I deascan sa I gnósach béalad is éireann I UCD. Tháirg an cartlaní rianach I jógáin, tuchail tríd an bhailúcháin le féchant a bheitha bís tacht ar éan rud a thuireach crothúnas ar scéal éman Morrissey, faoin na sióga a bhí na gcónaí leis tír dá hach.
Well, tá anna chuideolalas ar nó I gcuitinú bhain is le cuasaí sí agus le bunú na gruc mar thugtar agus na daoine uaisle agus bhí lisaní I gceantrach I éagsúla. Agus faoi mar a hálíonn tá chuirsí sa gud gan ábhar a bailíomh sa gceantar sin ina bhfuil tagartí go imachtaí agus go ábhar a bhain leis an síle agus le cuasaí sí. Agus Trodéan is na cóplear a bhí ag páistí scoile agus ábhar a bailíomh tríd an scoil. Agus má bhreanímuid ar seohan sin, feicimid ar leathanach a 8 agus tá píosa an seo faoi Aughavannagh.
Once upon a time, 2 men were coming along the road, and as they drew near the crossroads, one man could see a remarkably tall person, nearly as tall as the trees nearby. The mysterious thing about it was that the man's companion never saw him at all, and even when the other drew his attention to it, he could not see it. When they reached their destination, where the man lived, he would on no account of let his companion go home, so he stayed the night.
Agus an sin tá tuile ábhar an a bhhanas leis an síleile agus le listening agus mar sin des gantar agus seo ábhar a bailíomh a ríis trí bhaileáin na scoil. Feice tún teidir tá local raths agus scríbhú é an 19 a bhí na saona 1938 agus Michael O'Toole a scríb.
There are 4 raths in the locality. There's one in Ballygobbin, one at Mr. Lawrence Toole's, one behind Mr. Jim Byrne's, and one in the Schlimany. The rare Aughavannagh nédeg a héndeg vi Jim Byrne in I choní I dach an Morrissey. Mar sin séirde tá feitin sa ag rianach ná cúntas achtraí a hála rá éamhain. People say that lights have often been seen travelling quickly in the air from one to another. Mr. Andrew Fleming often said he saw them.
The country people firmly believe the good people live in these raheens and as a rule would not touch, mix or meddle with them for any money. Sometimes though they were interfered with. One man cut the thorn hedges and another ploughed in one. Both these men became crippled with pains. The belief prevailed because they did not pass the raheens. Sin an creide tá an láidir nácheart chuiristeach áit inimich na dtíine maicha nó loch sí na gcónaí.
Mar sin is álaigh nóir a bhí a dhéaman agus a bhean an téan drám a raibh triblódacha le sióga Aughavannagh. Fuoi se bhégan dó é sin a chluisiint beidir. Ach ní raibh mé fós éon fioc níos gcuire do réitacháil an gceist a chuir se orm. Cé chónaigh I dach an Morrissey. An tachtan seo ché chónaigh am a haachsa, tá a féchant lena áileach cé a thóg tach ívan an Morrissey I nglán Aughavannagh I gúnta Kilwantáin. The rare Aughavannagh nédeg a héndeg hí duine dar abanam Jim Byrne ina choní sa tach ag túsan chéad se caite. Ach tám tréis tach freisin léirscail de Kilwantáin ó 1837. Tá tach éaman a tugan le fisgur tógacha a bhádsal a rugach Jim Byrne. Tá sé am tuairim na sanólathe lorig le fechant unféidir lo cabhrúlainn. Tás nóme ag glárlan na gníomhas. Tá an taide fád déanta ag Margaret Mulhare. Tá sí tréis an gníomhas ó aimsir Jim Byrne na aimsú, agus an rud simúil faoi ná méid an gabháiltais. Céad an nócha héan achra. Curann Margaret an gníomhas I gúmparád le cápé seile atá sí tréis ordú an glárlan talún. Agus tagann sí físa óla se oscailí an réimse cuardaigh amláin nua.
So fechar seo tá baint ag William Ravel leis an talamh seo 1890.
An bhéadach gur bé seo an fear a thóg tach éaman. Bhí cápé seile ag Margaret le spantam, sucraíocht pósta ó hús an néomhhís déach. Marriage settlement of Fishburne and Ravel.
Tá an gníomhas seo idir Edward Eustace Fishburne, late of the island of Jamaica.
Jamaica, sin gúntach, yeah.
Elizabeth Ravel Jr. of Bloomfield Cottage near Newcastle in the county of Wicklow.
Darren Sheffield that Elizabeth Ravel is eldest daughter of William Ravel. So sure he in the Revels can of Ian. Agus gachchans so it's low on Tallav ag an amshaw. Agus be the gachchans gur bead mar sha a hog and tig a tar Tallav.
Beidir
Fech se go huntach da me. Bel muinte Ravel an Tallav ag dere an nochtú isteg agus tús an neo isteg. Da verting ailemach cá hen a tógach tach éman, beide go verting kangali an a vatere. Seo hen tach, yeah, nach sé glóite.
Dear fad.
Tá sé nám de Hanoli eile an taltere Paul Arnold. When bevrále éman níos mó ólis all faoi an dig da vertfi. An dóile go mech leden eigen án?
Diolch mé an ánéis sin dhéanamh ach caithn fécinn de stig agus fécinn ar na léirscálainn agus
Well right that well it sach.
Ar magad.
Cahan Paul cúplúir a chlig ag fisrú an tí, ag lorig ledan a thuaigh léirgus doing céanúir de tógach é. So po cad é do thuirm faoi an tacht seo?
Tá an teach seo ar an príomh léirscáil in dhéanach 84. Is dóil an gúil an teach begáín níos sin an ás sin. Ní teach dúchasach é seo. Teach duine míhefar is dólam. Duine gas éhar na háite é agus is dólam gur bhfuil sé úntaach crain. An dáta beidir gur thugach é timpeall bliain na hairí amach nó go thucht begáín níos déanaí.
1698 cintíonn sé sin an cheanga le John Ravel ach céir a bheith siúd. Luig éman gur raibh lán ceannarcaigh in Aughavannagh le linn éirí amach nó go hocht ach an raibh Ravel ar rinne acu. Tá mé mar chlí le búla le starí an Dr. Paul Rouse le breisiolalas a áil.
Hánig siad arás na cína bhí fós beo. Hánig iad san arás go cilbhainteán agus lean an cogaí sort guerrilla campaign a bhí á leanúnt acu. Bhí siad ina geantar féin, so bhí an deachar duna saidúirí iad a leanúnt.
So mar timpeall náite ar fad bhí raibh leide ar an gmád a bhí lach i gúnaí a bluisne agsúla.
Fuair siad an cabhar as muintear na háite, so bhí siad an an dul isteach agus ihe a caitheamh i dtithe agsúla ar fan ceantar.
Hastig ó hasanna éire smachtú, agus chun sinna dhéanamh cafaí deisceart cilmhaintáin a chur faoi cos. Curach buinte beaga saidúirí cumasach amach na sléite ar thóir na geannarcach. Bhí an trid ar an dáthaimh brúdúil a grána. Bhí an cáil ar ifigach sasannach amháin Edward Hempenstal, go raibh se cóthard nuair a bhíoh fear le crocha gur as a crochtaí iad. Tugach an lasannam The Walking Gallows ar Hempenstal. Thug Paul chuig tachaín a cháirdathe mé ina hála ceanna na héalathe ba chróga sa tréimhse ar fad.
Macha tú is? Ní léon simbal níos fearr le feiceáil ar scéal an réabhlóid in éireann an píc.
Duine duna ceannarcaigh ba cháiliúla ná Michael Dwyer. I mína nolig 1699 bhí Dwyer agus a chara Sam McAllister I bhlach sa tach seo nuair a sceitheach ortha agus bhailig áram hasna mór timpeall an tí.
Tháinig McAllister amach agus just bhí na saideoirí agus iad go léir lena gunaí ina lábhach. Gortú Samuel McAllister far óhain from his chigan sin. Dúirt éisin le Dwyer. Ní rá aon seans a chuéile, bhí sé socrathe. Dúirt sé le Dwyer fánas tig an sin a gár nóméid agus ba seans a go éilú.
That's perfect, like go on without me, I'll be okay.
Réin nos tháinig McAllister amach lena guna agus thosí na saidúirí go léir a scuilú ina drá agus deirtar gur le sin a tháinig Michael Dwyer an muir.
Yeah.
Agus go chuaigh sé suas na sléifte an sin.
He stood before the yeoman, revealed amidst the flame. From out their level muskets the wish for volley came. Up sprang the 3 survivors for whom the hero died, but only Michael Dwyer burst through the ranks outside.
Chur éalú Dwyer ina lí ortha go raibh gás socrú níos radací a dhéanamh. In 8 hosnig siad ar mór scéim inal toireachta an bóthar mílata. Bóthar atá fós ann ag dul trí sléite as bhleac lia go Aughavannagh. Déalaigh Dwyer go dtí an Austrráil ach gabhadh formhór na réabhlóideithe agus curach I brisúniad le feitheamh lena gcinúint. Fuair mé scart ó rinne a credan go bhfuil an chuid déirneacht an tóis feitiige, íoranse ar an búl leis I brisún cilmhaintáin.
So would this have housed a lot of people?
At times, hundreds, with many to a cell. The old jail dates from 1702, and at that time there's no tradition of custodial sentences. You'd be held temporarily awaiting judgment by the quarterly assizes. But if you did anything really nasty, you could be executed or transported to Australia.
Bhí cuasaí go hanis sa frisún. Bhí sos le céad prisúnach I gcuid na cilíní. Níor bathíochtaína ach gach tríú lá. Bhí an calar agus an tíofas fór leathan. duine den na presúnig ba cháilúla a bheith an cheannarcach ó dheisceart Kilwantáin dar a bannam William Byrne. Nos Michael Dwyer, dimmig Byrne if a lach treis ca chnoch íon na gweir, ach treis míon na fadig marachtans na sléite, gawache agus tugach an sohe.
So William Byrne of Ballymanus was brought here for trial in June 1799, sentenced to death, held here for that period of time and executed the following September.
Ba an sa a dír ruán ar an tacht, tuis gur kangel duchreite feitige idir William Byrne agus an fear me leis an talamh in Aughavannagh an taum tógach tach éamuin, John Ravel.
There's an extraordinary coincidence connecting William Byrne of Ballymanus and Eamon Morrissey's house in Aughavannagh, which is the person of John Ravel, the loyalist who owned that land, the Ballymoney area, Aughavannagh area estate. Ravel would have been regarded as an extremist, lesser gentry loyalist. Byrne and Ravel both served together in the Wicklow Town Yeoman Cavalry.
So before Byrne was a rebel, he was on the other side?
Well, only nominally. He would have been a sworn rebel when he joined. This was an act of infiltration. He was thrown out unceremoniously in February 1798 because he refused to take an extra so-called test oath to basically reaffirm his loyalty to the crown.
Jaall Ravel go maróch se Byrne, agus landse a hóir feig míon na fada sléite Kilwantáin. Deran gur chur se áthas an dain ar Ravel nuair a chonig sé gur curach a nád chun bás an sos a frisún.
Well, there's another extraordinary coincidence that years later, Ravel becomes a treasurer in this town and of this facility.
Of the jail?
Yes.
So wait then, so Byrne was imprisoned here before he was hung outside the jail. John Ravel, his greatest enemy, was the treasurer.
Subsequently.
And John Ravel was the man who owned the land that Eamon's house is on.
Bar táchtach John Ravel I gúnta Kilwantáin. Ní dócha gur be tachaí náling Eamon na hach, mar nach bhfuil sé mór a gochan. Beidir gur thóg Ravel an tacht do rinne dám weir, nó fiú do orsaí hasanna. Ach, mar a bhór me machs na cartlan, níor múcach riamh sprid sáinú le Aughavannagh go thomláin. Tá sé barte gom, nes sínsir a tháinig rompú a chur in ahanana do bhaintear an glanna dríochta seo. Thug Eamon cuire stacht a chórsna béal doris, muintear Byrne, Fleming agus Kyo. Agus tám si treis na halsan na scríb an ghailte breis sé 16 bliain ó hin ó thuirt ar ascútha.
This would have been the Shanachas that the Byrne family, that Leisha Byrne donated to the Folklore Commission in 1938. This is Leisha Byrne.
She was the sister of mine.
Was she?
Yeah.
Is Queen le Sean Byrne ar a fuór líis ag scríb na haiste seo breis sé 16 bliain ó hin, agus tug an rair go peanaracht cuoine óige a rascuige.
It all happened.
Cahamera gur tocht fear nó cáid doin go léirí. The Eamon féin thug me rud a bhí isagam go muinneach sé tanamhas.
Eamon, what I want to give to you, in the Folklore Commission, the only account of the rath outside your back door is this fairy fort, again from 1939, and this, it's a count even of the lights above the rath, jumping from one rath to another.
Yeah, I think I've seen them a few nights. Could have been the drink, but I don't know. That's fantastic. It's great to have. That's wonderful.
So despite the notorious John Ravel's murderous spree in this area, he never did manage to wipe out the rebel spirit. And as a reminder of that, I wanted to bring back to the house the famous song, Billy Byrne. Oh, yeah. And so here we have Mick McNamara.
Come all you brave united men, I pray you lend an ear, and listen to these verses I now let you hear, concerning brave young Billy Byrne, a man of great renown, who was tried and hanged at Wicklow as a traitor to the crown.